What's up, Facebook and YouTube? Brother Sanchez speaking.
RFG chosen one.
What y'all thought it was over, baby? Can't no disagreement stop this.
Absolutely not.
So now we're gonna address these recent videos that we both put out, and we was in a disagreement. But we're men, people. Exactly. We don't allow disagreements to stop what we're trying to do, because it's bigger than disagreement. Yep. And it's bigger than us. Yep. And it's all about unity, especially for our African people. We can't let conflicts come between the mission.
Especially this time in the world right now, you know.
Man, preach on it, because I done seen a lot of brothers in the conscious community break up and make less of an impact than what they could have made had they worked together.
Exactly.
So that ain't gonna be me and my brother fake right here, man. We done helped too many people on our channel.
Yep.
And we're gonna continue to do that. So we're gonna get right into the disagreements that we had and try to get some validity out of it, because it was just misunderstanding, people. And I don't know everything, and my brother tell you all the time that, you know, he don't know everything. We all learning. He know a hell of a lot now, but nobody knows everything. So with this video, we're gonna address those disagreements, and it's gonna be a lot of knowledge and information that's gonna come out of here. So one thing that I'm gonna set the stage off by saying is that interracial relationships. I know that's a sensitive subject. That's why we're doing this series on it, and we're gonna put it all on the table, how we exactly feel about them, the harm of them, or perhaps the good of them.
Yeah.
Who knows? All I know is that they exist, and that we gotta look past it, because there's a lot of African men out there who started families with Hispanics or different group of races, and you can't expect them to walk out on their family and leave their children.
And yeah, that's who I forgot to address, because a lot of people don't understand that. Me in particular, you know, when you look at me, there's no way I can possibly be against interracial dating people, because I am a result of one, okay? My father is what you call Afro-Colombian, but if you trace his family lineage back, you know, he has white Spaniard DNA running in his veins, okay? So, I mean, there's no way I can be against love has no color, because like I said, I was a result of an interracial relationship. But my whole take on the whole subject was that our media, our Zionist government, is not promoting that agenda, you know what I mean, for a good purpose, for a good reason. That was my whole take and my whole perception of it, why I made those two videos.
And I'm glad that you said that, because there's some things I want to ask you about that also. When you say that our Zionist Jewish government is not promoting it for a good reason, I can agree with that, because it's very rarely that they promote something that's for the good of the people. However, these relationships aren't going to go anywhere anytime soon. Now, I do understand that there may be some things about interracial dating that don't sit well with a lot of people. However, what my point was in the video that I made, my brother, was that damn near every race across the globe is a result of interbreeding.
Exactly.
And there's some beautiful cultures across this globe.
Yeah.
I'm not saying to go out there and get you a woman of another race. I'm saying that if you happen to fall in love with a woman of another race, then I'm not going to judge you for that.
Exactly. And that's the same agenda that I'm trying to push as well. You know.
And for the record, y'all, I love black women, okay? All my life I've dated black women, all right? I'm just put that out there for the record, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you look at my other video, you can see the name of the video is I Won't Stop, So Stop Hating. And that's a video where I said I was getting a lot of backlash for being in what you call, quote unquote, interracial relationship. I can get into that, but I'm gonna make a whole nother video in the future with everything you need to know about me, my whole life story. So with that being said, we're gonna move on and we're gonna discuss some stuff about interracial dating that we disagreed with. And one of the things I disagreed with my brother on, first of all, let's talk about the God gene. The thing about the God gene is, I agree that there's a special gene, but the question I have for you, and I'm looking for you to help me out, because I don't know everything, is is that gene limited to one group of people since we all come from Africa? And should we call it the God gene, or are we calling it that for lack of better words?
You hit the nail right on the head. It is technically, it's not supposed to be referred to as a God gene. That name was given to us by, you know what I mean, our own oppressors. Okay, so when I tried to use this analogy, like if you take out a jet black piece of typing paper and you put it in a copy machine and you get 3 copies of that paper, you see what I'm saying? Their genetic structure is not going to be as potent as the original copy of paper. Okay, so what I was saying is, if you go down the line 800 to 1,000 years with people with males not interbreeding with, you know, melanated women, okay, eventually that mitochondrial DNA would be completely worn out. You understand? Because an African woman in Africa or a melanated woman in America, she can produce any other race on this planet. Okay, you guys can research this yourself.
I got a question. I don't mean to cut you off, because we all know that the African woman produced every culture that we see on the planet today.
Yeah.
My question is, at some point on the earth, there was just one race. How do we get all of these races? We do know that for the most part it was intermixing.
Yeah.
How did this start? Who was there to intermix with when there was only one race on the planet? Now that's a question I've been trying to figure out for years.
This is going to a reference that I hold him in high reverence. He's a man named Alex Collier, and he stated, okay, he worked in underground military bases as well, just like Phil Schneider, and he stated that there was 22 different entities, different races of beings, of intelligent beings on this planet, that we are all a result of some kind of intermixing somewhere down along the line. Nobody's blood is extremely 100% pure, people. Due to intermixing with the children of the Moors, who are me and you, due to intermixing, okay, we can't tap into the same energies that the Africans in Africa can tap into right now, because like I said, the Zionist government is hitting us with chemtrails, fluoride in the tap water. Okay, they want us to hate ourselves, and they're killing us off with the incarceration system. Okay, and this is happening right now as we speak. This is no joke.
That makes sense. And to iterate on what you said on my video that I did on it, I actually said that we are all hybrids.
Yeah.
So that's correct according to what you said. And I know you didn't watch all of the series, but I actually said that. So to my understanding, we interbred with different entities. And that makes perfect sense when you look at the skulls and compare them throughout the history. There was some skulls that don't even look human.
Exactly.
But humanoid features.
Exactly.
And we also know that our ancestors were giants at one point.
When you look at some of the skulls of these ancient people, just pay attention to the back portion of the skull, which is going to show a larger portion of we in the hood we call it a hook head. Okay, that just means that the pineal gland is elongated. So when you look at that, and you just look at the melanin concentrations in the bones, okay, you know that these people, it had to be something special about these people, man.
And another thing I want to say too, based on that, we still see the elongated skulls coming out of Ethiopia.
Oh yeah.
Today. And the Ethiopians are the worst treated people on the planet.
And what's being covered up by scientists and archaeologists, okay, is the black people in America and our connection to the people in Ethiopia. Because if you look at the pictures of the pharaohs in Egypt, those aren't normal Negroid, quote-unquote, features on their face, people. I'm telling you, a lot of people have to understand that the same people giving us this knowledge are the Egyptologists who are funded by the same people who are oppressing us, people. When you look at a rapper look like Tupac, and you look at another rapper like Young Buck and Nas and Pharrell, and you look at their facial features, and they match the Egyptian pharaohs like 100%. This is not a joke, it's not a game, because we as a people were actually given a privilege over the other Africans, and that privilege was actually kept in something called the Ark of the Covenant. And that is why it is being held in America at a secret military base in Nevada called Area 51. Okay?
Now, that's deep. A lot of people gonna probably give you flack on that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something. That sounds very interesting, and it's gonna cause me to do more research. When you say that we were given power over the Africans in the motherland, I got two questions, and we're gonna start talking about that a minute. Why were we given power over them? Did they do something wrong for us to rule them? And also, if they were the mothers and fathers of humanity and they created all of these civilizations and great structures, they gave us all the knowledge we got. When you look at Egypt, what happened for us to now be over them? Or are we the same people?
I'm so glad you brought that up, because now, okay, just me looking at your profile and looking at because I'm a visual person, you know what I mean? I analyze everything. When I look at your skull and I look at your last name, which is Paris. Okay, that goes back to the Black Moors in France, who actually created not only the French language, but the French language, the Spanish language, and the Portuguese language. People,
wow.
Go look up that. So me and this brother right here, we have Moorish lineage that goes straight back to Kemet, people. So like I'm saying, when you look at us and you look at the Ethiopians, we're basically in the same predicament right now. And if you look at some of the statues of the ancient rulers, we damn near all have the same facial features.
I agree with that.
So, and even when you go back to, are we the same people that were given the power? Yeah, we're the reincarnated souls of the people who lost that power. When you look at a Tupac, I'm getting ready to blow a lot of people's minds now. Tupac, in my humble opinion, is the reincarnation of the pharaoh Akhenaten.
I knew you were going to say Akhenaten, man. You weren't killed for no reason.
Oh,
man.
no.
I do believe in reincarnation. I do believe we are infinite energy.
Yeah.
I do believe that we're the same souls that's been on this planet with the same situation.
Yep.
The question is, how the hell do we break this cycle? Because I tell you, man, my motive is to aid my people into getting where we need to be, so that this earth itself can be liberated.
Exactly.
Okay? I don't think everybody got the same philosophy on how to do that, but after a long time of researching and going through many transitions of philosophies and beliefs, I've come to the conclusion that it's going to take a collective effort of humanity to do this.
Exactly. We can't, people, and that's another thing. I'm all about black people loving themselves, loving each other, getting together and uniting. But we cannot do anything on a global scale without the help of different kinds of people. You understand what I'm saying? Those are our children. You see? We're all one human family, okay?
I tell people that all the time. I say that the African woman is the mother of humanity. So how did we reach the point where now she wants to separate from her children?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And that's a good question that a lot of conscious people don't like to deal with.
Yeah.
But it's a good question with somebody who's trying to genuinely seek truth that I want to know. I question everything. She gave birth to every civilization we see. If that means we're family and her being the mother, how did we end up
trying to separate ourselves from our children? We could thank the Nation of Islam and other agents like Minister Louis Farrakhan that promote hatred and more hatred.